All right, for today's mobility video, we are going to be hitting our low back. So a great mobility workout to do after deadlifts, any movement that we're doing with a lot of hinging. This will be nice for opening up that low back. So we're going to start on our backs. Arms will be out in that T position from your shoulders. You're going to bring your left knee to start into your chest. You can grab on with your right hand outside of that left knee. From this position, we're just going to take the left knee over towards the right side, leaving the left arm on the ground. And then using that right hand, gently pressing on the outside of that left knee, guiding it towards the ground, allowing our low back to get a little bit more of a spiral here in this position. The other thing that we can do here, there are a few modifications I'll take you through. The first one though, which might be the easiest, is looking over that left shoulder. So again, allowing for more of a spiral here. And just allow the chest to open up and relax. Shoulders are down and away from the ears here. And like always, making sure you're breathing. Next thing we can do to progress this pose a little bit is straighten out the left leg. So instead of grabbing for that left knee, straightening out the left leg, you can grab for ankle, behind the calf here. Again, just allowing for more of a spiral. And we're going to bring our knee back in towards our chest, back onto our backs. Rinsing it out and switching sides. So right knee into the chest this time, grabbing on with your left hand. Right arm goes out to that T position to ground you on the right side, spiraling through the low back and allowing the right knee to drop towards the ground. And again, first progression here we can take is looking over that right shoulder, making sure we are still gently pressing down with our left hand over that right knee, guiding it towards the ground. And if we need a bit of a deeper stretch, straightening out that right leg. I like to try to think about having the bottom of my foot flat on the ground, have that be what's anchoring me. So then you'll also feel that on the outside of the right leg. And bringing that knee back in, back onto our backs. Just going to bring both knees into our chest here. Back is nice and relaxed into the ground. From this double knee hold here, we're going to go into a happy baby pose. So essentially how that's going to start is both knees are going to come towards your armpits. You're going to reach for the sole of your foot on the middle side of your foot. And the goal here is, again, to bring those knees as close to the ground as possible while keeping that back nice and flat and not rounding through your low back. Pelvis should generally be nice and close to the ground. From here, you can gently rock side to side. Another progression we can take in this pose is going to be to straighten one leg at a time and then both legs if you want. So for straightening the leg, you can either keep your hand over your foot or you can move it to the inside of your calf. Other foot's going to stay in that same position. Just allowing those hips to open up a little bit more, allowing the tension on the low back to release. And if you've progressed to one leg straight, we're going to switch sides. So bending that right leg back in, straightening the left leg out this time. And bringing the leg back center. One last deep breath here. And go ahead and relax knees to chest again. From this position, you are going to head into plow. So arms are going to go long along the mat. You're going to kind of rock your hips into like a low ab tuck to get your knees up and behind you, hips stacked over those shoulders. So I like to think of it almost as a shoulder stand. When you rock those hips up, you can bring your hands to your low back to start. And then as you feel comfortable, bringing those knees straight and allowing your feet to find the ground. The wider apart your feet are, the less intense this stretch will feel. And then, of course, as you bring them closer behind your head, will allow for you to get a little bit more of a pull through that low back, allowing everything to be on stretch. Again, here, breath is really important. So if you feel like you're really crushing in on your neck, release back onto the lower part of your shoulder a little bit more. Make sure you have plenty of room to breathe still in this position. And then again, once you get comfortable, you can release those hands down towards the mat and just let the hips float up above the shoulders. If the straight leg position is not intense enough for you, you can also bend the knees in so that they're nice and close to the ears. Will also allow you to come up onto those shoulders a little bit more. Hanging out here for a few more nice deep breaths. Inhale, fill the belly with air, and exhale, sink a little bit deeper into the stretch. Now, one of the big keys to this pose is getting out of it. So you want to make sure that you're either bringing those hands back to the low back or gently lowering it. I try to think of it as lowering down one vertebrae of your spine at a time. So we're going to start by gently rolling through the vertebrae of our upper back, controlling those hips on the way down. You don't want to just flop to the ground. You can let the knees bend a little bit here. And then as you get to that mid-back, again, controlling that pelvis on the way down. As the low back is flat on the ground, again, slowly lowering the feet towards the ground. And then we can finish off just kind of windshield wipering the legs here. Allowing that low back to get some motion. And good. That's it for our low back mobility today. Great job.